Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Shara Prophet, the Mind Magic Coach. Um, so I just wanted to hop on here real quick. This is not going to be a long video. Um, and tonight, I want to talk about the whole Trump Popeyes thing. Um, so the title is Trump and Popeyes Got You Hypnotized. And I want to talk about, of course, this is all about the distraction of those particular issues. But let's go a little bit deeper than just distractions. What's happening with this attention that is being put on Trump and his shenanigans, and also this Popeyes chicken sandwich, all right? So in hypnotherapy, there is a technique that we use called misdirection. And we utilize this particular technique for individuals that are categorized under an intellectual emotional, which is a highly intellectual person that wants to control their environment, control their own minds. And so this person may show a little bit of resistance to going into the hypnotic state. So we'll use misdirection. We're trying to suggest to them that one hand is getting lighter and lighter and lifting and rising, but if that hand is not moving and they're showing some resistance to moving that hand up in the air, stay with me because I got a point. They're showing some resistance to putting that hand up in the air and it's not moving. We will use misdirection. So we will draw attention to another part of the body that is already obviously doing what it does, meaning the right hand is just resting on the thigh, okay? So we're not trying to get it to move or anything, but we're just pointing out the obvious. So once we draw their attention to the obvious, and then we go back to having them feel how light the hand is, and it begins to lift and rise up higher and higher, okay? So we do a little bit of manipulation there just to get them more susceptible and suggestible to the suggestions that we're giving them. So this is the same thing that's taking place in the media, on social media, and you and I become a part of that. We become a part of administering this misdirection to the rest of the social world, okay? So when we are we're so taken by and so mesmerized by the news that, Trump is saying X, Y, and Z. He's doing this, he's doing that. He's the worst president in the world. He's the racist president. He's the worst man on planet Earth, right? Out of all the people who ever lived, he's the worst, okay? I'm not a Trump supporter. I am not a supporter of anyone because I don't believe that one person is responsible for my livelihood, my well-being, and my wealth and health. I am responsible for that. Okay, who was in office? I'm always be all right. So let's stay on track here. Then we also have this whole Popeyes chicken fiasco thing going on. People are blaming a chicken sandwich for what mental health should be responsible for, okay? What you have is a bunch of people who are living in most Popeyes chicken restaurants are in mid to lower income neighborhoods, okay? Let's just keep it real. So in lower income neighborhoods, there is a lot of mental illness, okay? And it's because people are stressed out, they're overwhelmed, they are dealing probably with abuse in the home. All of these things are impacted by poverty and a poverty mindset and a poverty-stricken environment, okay? So we're working with people who have some mental illness already. The chicken sandwich is not making people stab people and fight people. It is them being triggered because somebody busted in front of them in line, right? Or they have to wait for the chicken sandwich. The lines are so long, they're pissed off. They gotta wait. I ate the chicken sandwich. Yes, I did. It was good. And you know what? I'm still sane. I didn't stab anybody. I didn't grow a second head. Okay? My spirituality and my focus and my mentality was not knocked off kilter. I am fine. I am perfect. Okay, I'm better than fine. All right. Um, Highly focused, very sharp minded. All right. So no chicken sandwich is going to make me lose who I am and make me come out of my center. No president is going to make me lose who I am and come out of my center. So there's a lot of misdirection going on. And yes, you could be focusing on other things like the Amazon forest burning down and people in Africa, having their villages burned down and people can't eat, and this, children are in cages, and Flint doesn't have clean water. We could be focusing on that too. But what are you going to do about it? That's the question. Have you come up with a plan, a solid plan to cure the world's woes? If you haven't, my suggestion is that you get off of social media for a little while, turn the TV off, and go within. Get quiet, get centered. Ask your highest self, how can I contribute to the planet? What can I do? Just one person. What can I do to cause a ripple effect throughout the world, throughout this nation? What do I need to focus on? How can I help people? How can I be a light, in this crazy, crazy world? And I guarantee you, when you clear your mind and you turn down the noise and you disconnect yourself from the riffraff and the constant barrage of, social media posts, of what's going on in this election and what's happening with the president and all of this craziness, right? It's entertainment for me. I've gotten to a point where it's entertaining to me. It is not something that I wear as a badge of honor because I don't support this person or I support this person and I'm against what they do. I don't wear that as a badge. That's not a badge of honor for me. My badge of honor is my ability to get quiet, to go within, and to commune with the highest part of myself. And you could call that God, you could call that angel, demon, whatever you want to call it. But for me, it's just my highest part, the highest part of myself. I have the ability to do that, to get still, get quiet, because I've been practicing it for a long time, and to ask the question, what's my next step? How do I become a positive force on this planet? Okay. Who do I need to target? Who needs my help? How can I serve? That's the questions we need to be asking, not which way I'm going to vote. And that's up to you. I know it's a lot of y'all crazy about politics. I used to be as well. Born and raised in Washington, D.C. Trust me, that's the town of politics. You can't help but be crazy about it if you're born and raised there. But I had to pull myself out of that, and I had to understand where real power lies. Real power is not in the White House. It's not in Congress, because if somebody decided to get rid of that, okay, there's a TV show out right now called The Survivor. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the guy from 24. He's in it. Something happens to the Capitol building while all of Congress is meeting, right? Something happens to the Capitol building, and the president is no longer available to us, and he has to step in and become the president. All right. And it's a very interesting show because it makes you realize that what would we do in the event that something like that happened? Okay. Would you feel lost? Would you feel hopeless? Would you feel like there's no help or no hope for you because you don't have someone representing you on the Hill? Okay. Because there's nobody sitting in that office. When are you going to become your own president? When are you going to become the president of your mind, the president of your energy, the president of your thoughts, the president of your own life, the president of your community, of your neighborhood? When are you going to do that? It's more than just going to the polls and casting a vote. And that's what you want to do? Fine, do it. I don't care. I don't care what your beliefs are. I don't care what side you're on. I want you to be on your side. I want you to claim your own sovereignty and stand for yourself. And take these sound bites and take these headlines and look at them as entertainment. Because let me tell you something. When you start to do a little bit of digging, when you start to do your research and you find out that the news is coming from the same, what is it? I think, what is it 2 or 5 families out there? When you realize that, you understand that somebody, okay, the who's who, the theys, the whatever you want to call them, okay, someone has figured out hypnosis on a grand scale, because everything is hypnosis. Let me just tell you that right now. Everything is hypnosis. If you think you're not hypnotized, think again. I'm not going to tell you what hypnosis is. I have plenty of videos on my YouTube channel on here that talk about what hypnosis is, that talk about the subconscious mind, how the mind works. I talk about it until I'm blue in the face. I'm not going to do that in this video, okay? When you start to study how the mind works and you start to see that everything around you is hypnosis, has put you in a hypnotic induction, when you realize that, when it has induced hypnosis and you put you in a state to where you are now very susceptible to the suggestions that you're given. A headline is a suggestion. A Facebook post is a suggestion. Okay? Sound bites are suggestions. People you give suggestions without even noticing it, without even realizing what you're doing. We have been programmed since day one. Okay? One person is not responsible for all of the hate and the racism and the discrimination in this country. This country was built on that. Okay? And the true way to really change it is to start with the babies. Because the way we teach the babies about American history sets a precedence of how they see themselves in the world, whether you are talking about Caucasian children, Asian children, Latino children, Black children, okay? It starts from what they're learning in school. A friend of mine who is, and I hope she don't mind me sharing this, but she was vice principal at a school, at an elementary school. And they started teaching these little kids about slavery. Okay? So these little kids that once used to play together, you know, and Black children used to play together and didn't think about any of that. Once they learned that there was a difference between the two of them and they learned about the history of the Black children, some of the other Caucasian kids started referring to the Black kids as, "You're my slave." Okay? These kids didn't know anything about that until they were taught that. I'm not saying not to teach history. I'm saying if you're going to teach history, teach it the right way. And we are not learning true history in school. And trust me, it's a system. Racism is systematic. It's deeper than a belief. It's a program. Okay? And it's probably not going to go anywhere until the generation underneath my generation dies. And then if it's passed down through all of the posts that we post all the time, all of the things that we share all the time, and I'm guilty of it, I do it too. But I want us to understand that it's entertainment. Don't be consumed by it, okay? Some people get so angry and so wrapped up in it that they lose themselves. They're losing friends. They're losing relationships with their families. They're losing their jobs because they're so consumed by sound bites. They're so consumed by headlines. And most of the time, they have not truly experienced racism or discrimination. They have never experienced it for themselves. They're just going with the movement, okay? They're going along with the movement because it's a trend. Every movement is trending. It trends, okay? And that is those days that I talked about earlier. They orchestrate what the trends are, y'all. Okay? They orchestrate what the trends are. So learn how to read between the lines. Okay, look at the inference and things. All right, and I'm not trying to say, you know, don't vote and don't pay attention to the issues. What I'm saying is, once you know who you are and you get very, very clear in your own intentions and you get clear-minded, when your mind is clear, It doesn't matter what you're reading. You can watch the news and it not affect you, because now you're able to start decoding what they're saying and what they're not saying. You're able to start decoding it because you're tapped into something higher than yourself that's giving you the lens through which to see the truth. Okay, the light is being shined very, very bright. All right, and you're able to connect with yourself in a very deep way where you're able to see the truth and detect the BS when it's happening. You can't let everything knock you off of your track. You can't let everything get you upset. You can't let everything make you super emotional. If you see something, if you're connected to, or a cause resonates with you, find out how you can get involved. Find out how you can make a change. And you don't have to announce it to everyone. You can just do it, you know? If it's a business for you, yes, announce it to everyone, because you got to get paid if you run a business, all right? But if it's a business in which you're being of service to people to help them, improve their lives in some capacity, yes, you need to let that out. You need to share that. But if this is the way that you're just serving in your community, you're just volunteering or whatever, just do it. Instead of sitting on social media all day long and, bullying people into trying to think the way you think. Okay? That's not helping people. You're pushing people away. Nobody wants to hear you complain about what's happening on the Hill. Are you on the Hill? I grew up on Capitol Hill, got away from there. You know what I'm saying? I love Capitol Hill because it's my home. But unless you have actually directly been affected, and it affects all of us, don't get me wrong, everything that's happening right now is affecting all of us, which is why people who were not in the past are now all of a sudden up in arms about it, and they're fighting for the cause. And I think that's beautiful. I think it's great that people are getting the fire lit underneath them, but you don't want to get the fire lit so much that it burns you alive. You want to get the fire lit just enough that it's revving that engine, but it's keeping you moving in the right direction, and it's keeping you moving in a direction of healing, in a direction of keeping your mind intact, okay, in a direction of you having just enough emotion behind the action to keep you going, but not enough emotion that is going to consume you and drive you crazy. Because this is crazy making stuff. The stuff that we watch on the news is crazy making. The headlines, the sound bites, is crazy making. It's done on purpose. Okay, and you could think that it's a conspiracy all you want to, but it's not. It's the truth. You can look it up. You can look and see who owns the media. You can Google it. It's not a secret. They're not trying to hide anything. They're just doing it in your face. It's not hiding. It's being done outright blatant in our faces, but they know that we're so hypnotized and zombified that they can do it in our faces, and we're just going to respond. We're going to raise that hand up when they tell us to. Don't allow the misdirection to make you lose yourself. Okay? Reel it in. Trust me, I feel myself getting sucked into it. And then I just turn it off and I say, okay, girl, you got to get your mind right. You know this, you know what this is for real. And you know what you're here to do. So just do what you're here to do. And find out other ways in which you can contribute. Okay? And if you don't know what you need to do, you'll find it. You'll find it. You won't leave this planet before you do it. Trust me. Okay? So, hello. Let's see who's on here. Hi, Linnell. Hi, Nicole, James, Anthony. Anybody have questions? Hey, guys. Hey. Really daily. Okay, the creator sprinkle. Okay, thank you, Sean. Hey, y'all. Okay, all right. So that's it. I am about to get going because a friend of mine gifted me, Ellen. She gifted me a beautiful gift to go check out this exhibit that I'm getting ready to go check out. It's called 29 Rooms. So I'm so happy that she did that. Thank you, Ellen. I appreciate you. And I had to do some work around that because at first I was like, no, you don't have to do it. Hi, Ellen. There you are. I'm talking about you. I was like, no, you don't have to do that. And, you know, I'm working on being able to receive more because it's, you know, that can be difficult for people who are super independent and used to taking care of people and used to always giving. So I had to let my guard down and soften a bit and say yes. And I've received that beautiful gift. So I am going, girl, and I can't wait. I'm excited about checking it out. I really appreciate you. But yeah, guys, so yeah, just you know, share this video if you feel moved to do so. As always, if y'all have questions for me, you can always just email me, please, Shara at opendoorhypnosis.com. Inbox me on Facebook. Sometimes I'll get it, sometimes I won't. Simply because I get a lot of messages on Facebook inbox and I don't get a chance to read through them all. I just don't have the time. I wish I did, but I don't. I got a lot of things going on. But yeah, just take what this is a message of love. This is not me coming for anybody. I see things and I'd like to kind of touch on it because Spirit, I was in the shower this morning and Spirit was like, you need to speak on that. And I was just like, okay. This is a lot tamer than what I was going to say. But again, the energy that I had earlier when I was thinking about doing this video was not serving anyone. Okay. So I had to reel it in and pull back and say, you know what? That's the same energy that you talking about having people get away from. So don't go into it that way. So I needed to go into it in another space. You know, that was from love as well, but it was more from like a Sekhmetian type of love, if you got me, if you feel me, a lot of fire in it. That's that Sagittarius in me. I'm Taurus, but my rising is Sag, so very fiery. But I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. Get you some quiet time. Journal. You know, sit with yourself. Go walk in nature. Hug a tree. Sit your butt on the grass. Lay in the grass. It's good for you. Go to the beach. If you're living in LA, we have so much nature around us. You know, go outside. I go outside in the morning right here in my front door and I just stand in the grass barefoot and I hold my cat. I ground myself like that in the morning because you have to. Okay, clear your energy. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a video on YouTube of how to clear and ground your energy. I'm gonna do an updated one because that's when I first started doing videos and it's real grainy and black and white. I know what the hell I was doing. I'm gonna go back and do another one of those videos so that people can really know how to clear their energy and ground themselves. I also teach it in my Be Magic course. I'm always promoting myself because that used to be hard for me to do. So I'm doing more of that now. Be Magic is still accepting registration, okay, until it is filled up. I usually like to have 3 classes going at the same time. So until all 3 classes are filled up, you guys are welcome to register. I would love to have you. There's so much amazing information. It's too much information for me to ever put on these videos, but it's great because we meet once a week and we have class together for about 2 hours. And it's just a great time to just learn about the mind, learn about energy, learn about how to tap into your own power, reconnect with your power, release things that have been holding you back. You know, it's deep. It gets really, really deep. So I would love to have you guys in class. So please check it out. If you have questions about it, email me, Shara at opendoorhypnosis.com. Go to opendoorhypnosis.com and click on the Be Magic program in the menu. Read about it. I have a video somewhere on my page talking about it. I think it's titled How to Stop Success Blocking Behavior or Self-Sabotage or something like that. So anyways, check it out. And I will talk to you guys later on. Have a fantastic night and remember that you and only you are the key to a new you.